Lehman Brothers survived several crises, but the collapse of the U.S. housing market brought the company to its knees. Lehman acquired 5 mortgage lenders between 2003 and 2004, including subprime and Alt-A lenders. Record revenues from its real estate businesses ensued, and Lehman reported record profits every year from 2005 to 2007. The trouble began in February 2007, when defaults on U.S. subprime mortgages rose to a 7-year high. Lehman's stock reached a record low, then apparently rebounded on March 14th. Its CFO claimed home delinquency risks were well contained. However, Lehman's stock sank when the true crisis erupted in August 2007. It cut jobs and closed offices, but its stock rebounded again as it remained busy underwriting mortgage-backed securities. By this time, Lehman's high leverage ratio and huge mortgage securities portfolio made it vulnerable to deteriorating market conditions. Its shares fell 48% when Bear Stearns nearly collapsed in March 2008. In June, it announced Q2 losses of $2.8 billion and took several vain measures to reduce its risk. Its stock plunged 77% in early September, but the death blow came when Korea Development Bank declined to take a stake in the firm. Moody's announced it was reviewing Lehman's credit rating, saying the firm would have to sell a majority stake to avoid a downgrade. Finally, on September 15th, the nation's 4th largest investment bank declared the largest bankruptcy filing ever.
News waking up to the American investment bank Lehman Brothers has filed for bankruptcy in New York. That's happened in the last few minutes. It means the Wall Street institution, which has been in business for 150 years and survived the Great Depression, is now the most high-profile casualty of the credit crunch. America's Federal Reserve and a consortium of 10 international banks have announced emergency plans to calm the stock markets. Mark Stone with this.
You know there's trouble when employees one by one trickle out with their belongings.
Explain the mood for me. I mean, you know, the idea.
People are drinking beer and smoking inside.
And these days, you only do that in an office when you know you won't be in it tomorrow, and they won't. Late into the New York night, as the workers left, the bigwigs at Lehman Brothers and elsewhere searched for a solution. They failed.
Hey, give him some room. Just back up a little, please.
When the credit crunch began, only the doomsday bunch could have predicted the end for such a big investment bank, the world's 4th largest, around for 158 years, and now crippled.
Lehman Brothers isn't a conventional bank. It doesn't have customers like you or me, but it failing knocks our confidence in everything around it. And that is what this is all about. Confidence in the financial world.
This is an earthquake in the banking system, an earthquake of the Richter scale level of 7 or 8, and is very important indeed, because that'll rattle through all the banking systems throughout the world, and so everybody will be concerned. So directly to us in the United Kingdom, we don't know it. Indirectly, we'll certainly feel the effects of it.
This time last year, the bank was worth $41 billion, but in 12 months, its share price has plunged by 93%. UK bank Barclays planned to buy part of the company, but it thought twice. A US consortium led by Bank of America did the same. It too pulled out. The challenge now to allow it to die gently. An orderly liquidation is in the interests of every other bank. This isn't just Wall Street's problem. To dump all Lehman's assets at once would depress the market worldwide. Just listen to Alan Greenspan, the former head of the US Federal Reserve.
This is a once-in-a-half-century, probably once-in-a-century type of event.
Is it the worst you've ever seen in your career?
Oh, by far. There's no question that this is in the process of outstripping anything I've seen, and it still is not resolved, and it still has a way to go.
The US Treasury could have used taxpayers' money to bail it out. It's done it before for Bear Stearns. This time, though, it said no. But this really is high-stakes poker. If the markets can't absorb this shock, then one broken bank could break a lot more.
Basically, everybody's just finishing up. That's it.
Will you come back tomorrow? Or?
No, that's it. That's it.
Do you know if anyone paid, or is it Friday payday?
We don't know. We don't know anything yet. I work on the trading floor. Yeah.
What's the mood like in there?
Oh, terrible. Death. It's like a massive earthquake.
Hi, sorry, do you work for Lehman?
Yeah, I do, but...
And how do you feel about all this happening?
Very upset.
And what is the next? What is happening now?
I really don't know, I'm sorry. It's very sad. I mean, for a bank like Lehman's been here since 150 years, you know, I mean, it's really sad.
This is the largest bankruptcy in the world. What were the effects?
The effects were the financial disaster that we are living our way through right now.
And who got hurt?
Everybody got hurt. The entire economy has suffered from the fall of Lehman Brothers.
So the whole world?
Yes, the whole world.
When Lehman Brothers collapsed, 26,000 employees lost their jobs and millions of investors lost all or almost all of their money, triggering a chain reaction that produced the worst financial crisis and economic downturn in 70 years. Anton Valukas' job was to provide the bankruptcy court with accurate, reliable information that the judges could use to resolve the claims of creditors picking over Lehman's corpse. Valukas' team spent a year and a half interviewing hundreds of former employees and poring over 34 million documents. They told of how Lehman bought up huge amounts of real estate that it couldn't unload when the market went south, how it had borrowed $44 for every one it had in the bank to finance the deals, and how Lehman executives manipulated balance sheets and financial reports when investors began losing confidence and competitors closed in.